So I normally get up at around 7 a.m. every day, but on this day I got up at about 7:30, which is when I started to work. On weekdays, my wife actually gets up quite a bit before me, so at this point she has already left for the day, which means I have the whole house to myself so that I can get some legal work done. I went right to working since I knew I was going to be staying home today, so just wanted to get a little bit of work done while my mind was pretty clear, which I did for about a half hour before I went downstairs and got some breakfast, and this was about 8 a.m. Sometimes I'll eat breakfast first and then I'll eat. It kind of depends on whether I'm staying home as well too. But anyways, breakfast was a very basic bowl of oatmeal, and I usually throw a banana or something in there, just something to give it some sort of flavor, because I do try to keep it pretty low sugar, and I eat the same thing every day for breakfast just to kind of keep it simple and ideally healthy along the way. While I eat my breakfast, I usually like to watch some YouTube. This morning I watched some Noah Kagan and also some Investing with Tom, my buddy over on Punch Card Investing, and I also spent some time scheduling some future posts for my social media accounts, mainly my Twitter account, just to kind of have something in the pipeline. After that, I quickly brushed my teeth and then I got back to work, and at this point it was about 8:30, and I proceeded to work for the next hour and 15 minutes or so. Alright, so it is about 9:45 a.m. I just spent some time working on a client issue where they're trying to figure out what they can build on a particular parcel that they are at right now. So they want to see what they can develop versus what they can't develop. And, you know, it's a fairly routine sort of task, I guess. It's not as sexy as like completing a big transaction or something like that. That has plenty of its own challenges too. It's not my favorite kind of work, but you know what? It's good. It's good practice. And also it's very important for the client, which is really all that matters. They need this done, so I got to get it done. So that's what I was working on. I'll probably continue working on this after I take a quick break to go actually get a little workout in. I'll probably go down to the batting cage by me, and I'll bring you along so you can check it out. I always want to try to do some sort of physical activity during the day, whether it be jogging or going out to hit baseballs like I'm about to. Just getting some fresh air, changing pace a little bit, get my body moving. That is very important. When I'm working at home, the advantage is I can do it at many different times because I have a little bit more flexibility. I'm actually cutting through Loyola University, which is between myself and the batting cage, which is right along Lake Michigan and is very close to my former primary residence, which is actually now a rental. At this point, it's around 10 a.m. and I'll typically hit for 20 to 30 minutes when I come and do this. This was a slightly quicker session in that it was probably about 20 minutes, but I usually come in, take maybe, 20 to 30, maybe 40, even 50 swings if it's a nice day, but I had to get back to work so I didn't stay too long. For those of you wondering, I did play baseball in high school. I really like baseball a lot. It's my favorite sport. I play softball now pretty regularly, so it gives me an excuse to come out and stay in decent shape for swinging and doing baseball type things. And being right next to the lake, it's also a nice spot to just kind of unwind, not really think about much else, just sort of let my mind wander while I demolish baseballs. So this is something I like to do, and pardon my glasses. I got these off, I think, wish.com back in high school, and I kind of use them for workouts, and I get sweaty in them because I don't care about them because they're like $2. Anyways, I love doing this, at least during the summer when it's nice and warm, because like, come on, that's super cool. You got the lake behind me. It's just a nice little spot. Anyways, it's time to head back, shave, shower, and get back to work. And we are back at it. I'm all clean and refreshed, and now it's time to get back to work, and I'll probably be working on this report again for the next hour, that report on what the clients can or cannot do on the land that they're potentially trying to redevelop. So I'll get back to that. Now, some days in Big Law will be significantly more dense or otherwise inflexible compared to today, because today I didn't really have anything pressing for the next couple days, so I could kind of spread it out as I saw fit. I didn't have anything pop up in the middle of the day either, other than a couple very minor quick things. But on some days, at least in real estate, if you have a transaction coming up, you sometimes just have to drop everything you're doing and focus on that transaction for pretty much the entire day. You're fielding issues as the title company gives it to you. You might find issues with the municipality and trying to get approvals. Whatever the case, sometimes you have days that are significantly less movable or flexible than others. All right, I just finished that session, and now it's time to get some lunch. I got a meeting in about a half hour, so I gotta eat. Probably watch some YouTube or something while I'm eating. That's what I like to do. And yeah, so time for lunch.
Pizza time.
Lunch today was some leftover homemade pizza with handmade dough and handmade sauce and a little bit of prosciutto on top. And after about 15 minutes or so, I got back to work. I had a short training at 1 p.m., then I got back to work after that. Then I had another meeting closer to 2 p.m. that only lasted about 10 minutes. So I just finished that meeting. That was only like 10 minutes. So it was just kind of a kickoff for something they're doing with some new hires and kind of like a kickoff thing for new associates and that sort of stuff. Anyways, now I'm going to work on a transaction that is set to close in the next couple of weeks. I got to take care of a couple documents and then also send out a signature packet for the client to sign. And then we put those signatures together into the final documents that we then send off to the title company. So just doing some housekeeping there. I'll do that. And then after that, I'll probably get back on that report I was working on throughout the day, starting in the morning. Oh, and one thing I should mention is these are not actually prescription glasses. These are blue blockers. So they block the blue light coming off of your screen. And I think they're really helpful for eye strain, especially when you're staring at screens pretty much all day, every day. So it's really eliminated a lot of eye strain that I used to get. I've been using them for years now. So highly endorse these things. I do not actually need prescription glasses, which is fantastic. Maybe this has something to do with it. I'm protecting my eyes. Whatever the case, it's definitely a lot more comfortable to work in these when we're talking about long hours in front of a computer. So I worked on those things until about 5 p.m., which is also when my lovely wife came home. 5 to 6 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday is typically prime time for YouTube Finance. So I watched some Graham Stephan and Andre Jick, while I also posted my own video actually about what BigLaw is like. Then it was time for dinner with my wife, and after dinner I scheduled the live stream for Punch Card Investing, which we do every Friday. And now time to get back to work, but oh my goodness, hold up, Mrs. Duffley just brought snickerdoodles. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I'm very lucky.
My wife is always the highlight of my day. Anyways, I continue to work for about 2.5 hours until 9:30, which is when the Punch Card live stream starts. And then I usually chat with the Punch Card guys for a little while after the show. All right, so it is 11:20 p.m. I just got off of my Punch Card Investing live stream, which was a lot of fun, but that does take up a good amount of time, or it doesn't even take up that much time as much as it goes pretty late into my day, because that is the one time that kind of works for all of us on the stream. But to recap the day, I hit about 9 billable hours, a little bit under that. Billable is time that you actually bill to the client, so that's really the number that you're working towards. You got to hit your billable hour requirements, which can be pretty high, and you just got to always be working towards it every day. So I hit about 9 today, which is a good day. Usually my minimum floor I try to hit is 6, and usually on an average day it's probably closer to 7. And keep in mind, I am working 7 days a week most weeks. Occasionally I'll do kind of half days on the weekends, but I am always putting at least some sort of billable time in every single day, because I like to spread that work out a bit more, as opposed to kind of having it all bunched up during the week. Is frankly, I lose effectiveness a lot of the time if I'm, say, trying to put in a 10 to 12 hour day. And plus I'm thinking about all these other things with YouTube or with just my own personal life. There are other things I want to do besides just working from 7 till 11 p.m. And that's just, it's not going to be sustainable. It's not going to be fun. And I really don't want that to happen. So anyways, I typically aim for somewhere around 7 hours per day, 7 billable hours. That's not all the time I'm working. Usually working hours are probably closer to 1 hour over whatever billable number I hit, because you can't bill all of your time. But anyways, so I hit 9 billables. Within those billables, I finished the majority of a report. That report I mentioned that for seeing what the client could do or could not do with their land. I completed some closing documents for one deal. I revised some closing documents for another deal. And I also attended a training or a quick meeting for some other things within the firm. So that was kind of the day at work. Then I also got a workout in, which is great. I always try to do some sort of physical activity. If it's hitting off the tee, doing baseball, that's a lot of fun. Otherwise, I'll take a jog or something quick, depending on how busy the day is looking. I got to post a video today too, which was good. I'm always trying to do 3 videos per week at least. I do have an editor helping me out, which is super, super clutch, and he does a really great job. So if I didn't have an editor, it'd be a lot more stressful, let's say the least, if I was still trying to keep up 3 videos per week plus the occasional live stream. And then, of course, we had the live stream tonight with Punch Card Investing. So a pretty jam-packed day, and that's before we even talk about spending time with my wife. Granted, Fridays are a little bit tough since she is gone all day for her externship for her school, and then usually we have time at dinner or something like that. She made cookies, which was a lot of fun, and it rained today. Otherwise, we would have gone for a walk this evening. That would have been nice. But oh well, that'll have to wait till tomorrow, assuming it is nice out, which I think it will be. We shall see. But whatever the case, that was the day in the life of a big law attorney working from home. Big law attorney and YouTuber? Can I call myself that? It feels kind of weird saying that, but that's kind of what my routine looks like, if you can call it a routine. My days will change a little bit here and there, but typically it's going to follow some sort of structure like that when I'm working at home. I can be pretty flexible because I don't have that commute, and I can fit in kind of a workout or a break whenever it makes sense rather than having to do it at lunch. I can do it before lunch or after lunch or before I even start working because there's no commute to worry about. Now, my Fridays tend to be a little bit longer than the average day because of that live stream at the very end of the day. Kind of stretches things out a little bit, but in general, my schedule isn't going to look too much different than this on a normal day. I'll definitely do a video in the near future going down to the office and actually showing you what's going on there, since it is a cool office, and the routine will change a little bit there, and it'll probably be coinciding with getting lunch with the team or something like that. I try to always work some sort of kind of more social thing in when I'm going downtown because it's a decently substantial commute. But anyways, I'll cover that in a future video. If you guys like this video, please like it. That would help the channel out a lot. And if you want to see more content like this about my legal career or being in big law or just practicing law in general, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you have a particular question, be sure to note that there too, and I'll either make that its own video or I will factor it into a future live stream or something like that, since I do love answering your questions. And it doesn't have to be about law, and being about investing and personal finance. I have all that content too, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. But until next time, take care.